It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5, shit, get up and leave. It's the Green Rush Nation podcast. Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with another episode of the Green Rush Nation podcast, the highest podcast in the world. Today, we have someone very special on, someone who's from where I'm from, and I've actually known about this brand for a while. They reach out to us on Instagram, and I'm glad we were able to get him on. But it's our friend, Amanda, the Director of Trade Marketing over at PAX. Welcome.
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
So how are you liking it out here so far? I know you're not from here, but it's nice to come when you're not from here. You know, it's nice to visit LA.
Honestly, this time I got a convertible, and I am enjoying my time.
There you go.
I'm actually like...
During the day, you could use it. At night, you got to put that thing up.
Still riding down, just like a little sweater. It's freaking beautiful.
Beautiful. So here on the Green Rush Nation podcast, we don't want to just know about your great ventures with the business, but we want to know a little bit about you personally as well. So I'm going to take you back a little bit. Do you remember your first encounter with marijuana, and how did you smoke it?
My first encounter with pot was definitely high school.
Okay.
It had to be trash now that thinking back on the color
For
and
sure.
everything that we know now. Typical like bonfire parties, all the athletes who's got a joint, hit it a few times, smoked it in blunts. Didn't even think about paper back then. I think it was like a blunt world for us, definitely in the 2000s.
What kind of blunts, though? Were you smoking Dutches?
Dutch.
Yeah, of course.
Dutch for sure. But also, I went to high school in the South, so a lot of swishers and like grape owls.
What about Phillies?
No Phillies.
Never Phillies.
Never was a Philly person.
Yeah, no. I never was a Philly person either, but when the Yankees were in the World Series against the Phillies and they won, someone had the best sign ever. It said, "In New York, we smoke Phillies." So I was like, that's great.
I can never roll them. They like rip apart and everything.
I'm not the greatest blunt roller in general, so I stick to joints, but my boy Riggs over here rolls great blunts. My boy Nesto rolls great blunts. So I just leave it. My boy PBR, leave it to the professionals, you know. Looks like you guys roll some pretty great blunts as well.
We roll some pretty good blunts, and they are still hand rolled. So
no shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Everything that we do in our blunt category is still hand rolling on the Pacarillos, which are a smaller 1 gram version, and then our classic blunt, which we're most known for, which is 2.5 grams.
Beautiful. All right, so I want to go back a little bit more to the high school days. So it took a couple hits. How long after that would you say like you were fully invested in the marijuana world?
You know, I went to school in a little like country bumpkin town in Florida.
Okay. College?
No, high school actually.
Okay.
I moved from New York to Melbourne, Florida,
Very
and
nice.
I was an athlete. It was like Friday night lights out there, you know. So we
course.
smoked, but it wasn't like I wasn't smoking all the time.
You couldn't as an athlete.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I really started smoking in college, you know, a lot with my sorority friends.
Okay.
Like, we kind of just used to get so blazed before chapter meetings, and yeah, we were like the smoker girls.
There you
But
go.
at that time, you know, there was orange hairs and purple nugs from Colorado, and that was like...
Nah, those are the days, man. I miss those. Sometimes
were the
you
days.
can still find some really good shit like that still, but it's kind of rare. But so that's pretty cool. How was your school culture? Was there like, obviously I'm sure there was no cannabis events, but were you going to like parties? How was the cannabis scene?
I went to college in FAU, which is in Boca, so not an entirely like college town,
Of
but it
course.
was like, you know, at that time it's find another university because we weren't UF or the big schools.
Gotcha.
Coastal beach town, you know. We smoked a lot of pot there. Definitely smoked a lot of pot. We didn't have like the big sorority house culture or anything like that. It's something to do with like South Florida.
Florida's
laws.
different. Florida's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
It's kind of like you're in college, but it's matured.
Yeah.
Like
You have
we're
an
in,
actual crib.
We're
That's
in the
like,
real world. Yeah,
yeah.
like our apartments that we like take over and make like a college neighborhood are like top tier Meisner Park apartments, but it's just like all college kids from everywhere.
Crazy. That must be fun as fuck though.
But a lot of weed, a lot of kids that went back and forth to Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Colorado seemed to be your guys' hotspot, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. It wasn't LA.
In college, no, that's like 2012.
Yeah. Okay. So shit was booming over
2014.
there in Colorado
Yeah,
for sure.
it was.
Definitely. Interesting though, because shit's still not legal in Florida. Hopefully soon, this next year, it should be.
It is medicinal, and we are in that market.
Beautiful. So how long did you think you were going to work in cannabis at the time?
No, not at all.
What did you go to school for?
Finance.
Okay, so that's actually a good thing to go to school for. And so what was like your first thing out of college? What kind of jobs were you doing?
I
wasn't
worked
your
in
first job?
financial services on like consulting side, on the tech side. I would travel to Boston, Texas, like Monday to Thursdays, fully
Wow.
suited up, business like, and I just had an opportunity from someone in the community in Boca who was building out an app in cannabis the safest way because they
Very
didn't have to
cool.
be plant touching, and it was still like faux pas, like
So you were in
but we're
cannabis right away,
investing.
kind of,
Not
but it
really.
was
It was like
tech.
my second job.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then it was cannabis tech, and then I just fully indulged into it. It was like, why not? This is cool. And I think like all the projections were, Colorado, Washington, and then like we're waiting for California because they were med for so long. And it
Yeah.
was just like, we knew California was the next way to go. But
Absolutely.
I don't know. I just like excelled.
Yeah.
Like I knew people, I'd run into people, and it was like the wave.
Yeah. Compared to what you did before, was this just much more fun? Enjoyable?
Yeah, it was much more enjoyable.
Yeah. It's a fun industry to be in for sure.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot, and weed just brings people together. You'd be surprised who comes up and smokes. Fucking.
100%.
I was at an event last night, and I'm like, we're pulling up, and it was a different crowd. This was the High Magazine event, and they were like older, so I was like, is this like the right event? Are we at the right spot? And it was an older crowd, but I'm like, hey, these people are into cannabis too, so you can't hate. But so when did you start working with PAX?
Probably like 2018. No, like 17.
Okay. And at the time, were they PAX? Were they known for the blunts and stuff like that?
We were known for the blunt. Honestly, we only had one product line, and it was that classic blunt, the 2.5 grams, 2 grams of flour, 0.5 of the types of infusions, glass rolled tip, and our pack wrap, which we spent 4 years actually developing and getting it. I still think that, and I'm not biased, I will definitely say if we lack in something, we are the best hemp wrap on the market by far.
Were you always hemp?
No, so in Prop 215 days, we were definitely a wood.
Okay.
And that's where we got our original name from, was
Gotcha.
because of the wood.
Okay. Interesting.
Really perfected everything around that. Very meticulous on the production and manufacturing side of things, like down to precision on the tips that you can't just like mass buy off of DHgate or just go to China and say, hey, I want this Packwoods tip, even though there's plenty of copies of us.
For sure.
If you actually know the SOPs and the product material, it's like you can't get it.
So when was the first time that you guys did get like made, replicated?
Probably 2019.
And how did that feel?
No, we were replicated 215 for sure.
Okay.
Because that was like a big known product on the wood side of things.
Gotcha.
But when we went, legal, got our first license in California, did the whole trademarking and everything. Probably our collab boxes that we're most known for, where we were collabing with Cookies and Runs.
For sure.
So I want to say 2019. At that time, our Cookies Melrose box and their whole like original 5 strains launch was selling for $120 a blunt.
Wow.
On Cookies Melrose.
Wow.
And then, our Runts, we did the whole Runts collabs. We've done Sherbinskis, you name it. We've pretty much touched base in those days. And for me, that's like what really got us cracking. And then I think what elevated us and brought us to the next level for sure was when we did the Rolling Loud collaboration.
Very cool.
And when we started that partnership with them, that was like an incredible experience. We were the first to do that. We had access to the artist rooms. Everything that I said, like that we do in PAX is extremely meticulous.
Yeah.
Like
Very
we are
cool.
like very conceptual with our designs and like processes on marketing. So when we did that Rolling Loud collaboration and partnership, like that just gave us access to everything.
Yeah.
And we were making custom boxes for all of the artists, going into the artist booths, getting one-on-one connections with them.
That's
like,
dope.
The things that we designed were like custom humidors of blunts with their
One
names
of one.
on it.
Yeah.
One of one completely.
Absolutely.
And we held that down for quite some time. And, they're from Miami. They're a great friend of ours. So, we would be in Miami. We'd be in LA. We did New York when they did it. And we kind of like went around with them everywhere. And it was great.
So how did these collaborations come about? Like even the Cookies, the Sherbinski, those are big names. And of course, Rolling
Very
Loud
big.
is huge as well.
So one of the owners is very well known in the space and very, very connected. And he takes us to a next level, like incredible book that he has.
You need someone
of
like
anyone.
that.
And internationally, like we've been able to do internationally, like what most people don't know is this is a very small team.
Yeah. Okay.
There is
How many
about,
people?
I want to say at the decision-making level, there's 5. At the entire team level, I could say 9.
Wow.
And that's at the PAX team.
Very cool.
We are obviously in multiple states, like 15 states, about 6 countries. So
Wow.
those are our teams as well. There are partnerships, but at the PAX core, it's a very tiny team, and it's a family team. Everyone's been here since the start of it.
Very cool.
On and off, or whatever the case may be. Family, like women owned. Most people don't know that.
Really? It's women owned?
Yeah, we're half.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
And women ran, honestly. Like,
hey, you're sitting right here right now, right?
Exactly.
Very cool. What was like the point where you guys knew, like, okay, this is successful, like we got to put it all in and really run with it? Because the blunts, everyone knew about them.
I mean, I don't know if I could tell you when the point in that was, but we were the shit.
Let me ask that. What defines success for you guys? Like, what would you say was your...
I think being bootlegged and being in baggies on Boyd Street definitely defines being blown up. When you walk into a packaging store and there's just like everything
your packaging?
You design bootlegged, but you're the only one that could tell, obviously, what actual collabs have been done and like what color and Pantones are used. So then it becomes quite funny because you're all around the world and you're like in a smoke shop and you're like, we never did this. Like,
that's true. That's true. Speaking of that, how can people verify that what they have is your product?
So if you get it from a dispensary.
So that if you pick it up at the shop, you dropped it off.
If you pick it up from a licensed shop in one of our 15 states and 6 countries, you will know it's ours.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what does that look like? Obviously, every state has different laws and stuff like that. What was it like when you guys expanded into other states?
It was definitely a learning curve. We were a bunch of young kids that just created incredible things, and like you want to be so futuristic and like have these top level like conceptual designs coming on, but then it's like, oh, the state changes the regs and it doesn't have a second button. So a lot of financial loss, a lot of lessons. You play the game of like ordering high quantities in China and vendors, and then it's like by the time it gets here and through whatever, a state could change something. I think we probably have the best marketing and best team because we do medical. We're in 2 medical states. We're international. So when you go internationally in different countries, you can only do certain things. It's very boring. It takes away from our product design because we are so out there and like we're known for the drip and the vibrant colors and, the chromatics and the spot, UVs on the printing, like all of the print call outs that we've ever done have been.
So what did you have to do to like comply with other countries? Just curious, because I feel like that might happen here. So like,
it might happen.
Yeah.
It looks more pharmaceutical based, you know, and it might just be like a color on a label. Really, like when you get into each state or each country, they're gonna give you your regulations that you have to follow.
Very cool.
And you just got to be able to read through that compliance and get there and get it done right and not step on toes. Sometimes, they like to make an example when a state first launches of like, oh, this is a neon saturation, and then they go after you.
Of course.
But depending on the state, most states are relatively friendly because they've seen us around for so long.
Makes sense.
And we've made such really attractive products.
For sure. They're definitely nice to look at. What would you say has been like your biggest obstacle since going legal, like in the 2019? You guys said you found it in 2019. What's been the biggest obstacle since then?
I would say keeping up with demand in some places, and then, scalability, because depending on the lifespan of the state, it's like things boom and then they drop off, and they boom and they drop off. So being able to like maintain relevance at a certain point in the rec market, you know, it's a price war, like even on the streets, you know, but we're not one of those brands. We're a novelty brand.
Yeah.
So like I can't price gouge down to like 10 cents just because Joe Schmo did it and he's willing to get rid of everything. That's also just not who we are, you know?
Absolutely.
So trying to maintain those numbers at the same level without having to like just drop like and go bottoms up like everyone else.
Yeah.
And also really like owning in on your local places like, you know, New Mexico, or like doing certain collabs that are specific to the state and getting out there and like really knowing the partnerships and like who's there.
Yeah, for sure. So what have been some of your favorite memories? Where has it taken you? You know, I'm sure you said you're in a bunch of countries. So have you gone to all these countries?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I haven't been to Thailand. We are in Thailand.
I would love to get out there. Here's a great
I would love
right
to
now.
get to Thailand as well.
Yeah.
But not. I'm really excited to be in the European market.
That sounds like a great
And
market to be in as well.
It is cool. We're very excited to be there. We have a great partner that allows us, as of right now, to be in the UK, in Australia, and in Germany. You know, Germany is the place to be.
Yes.
Went to Mary Jane Berlin for the
How was
first
that?
time. Great. But, you know, when you're doing this for so long, it's like, hey, I'll see you in Berlin.
Of
and
course.
It's the same.
But what was the, like, I heard the scale of that was just like
Incredible.
insane. Yeah.
Incredible.
Because to be honest, the biggest event I've been to, I'm pretty new to the game,
Yeah.
the cannabis game.
Okay.
So the biggest event I've been to was the most recent PuffCon, and that was like 10,000 people, a little over. They're like, there was 100,000 people at Mary Jane.
So Europe smacks.
Okay.
And like Cannabis used to be the thing. Hate to say this, don't hate me out there, but you know, Mary Jane is obviously elevated it.
Okay.
Great venue this year. It was also my first, but I was blown away.
Yeah.
You know, they're also a different kind of buyer.
Okay.
They're attracted to different things. You know, even like in the Spanish market, it's different from like what the Germans are looking for. Like the Germans have respect for precision engineering, science and stuff. So
Makes
the
sense.
ancillary products and stuff that they buy are going to be a little bit different. But Europe in general, I'm really excited to be there.
For sure.
We're also in Canada, so
Canada's cool.
Canada's cool.
Do you guys go through Canada to do any of your exporting? Just question, because I
No.
know a lot of people have. What do you guys do? How'd you guys get into the international market?
Like I said, we've been doing this a very long time.
Very long
So,
time.
and we've been international for a long time because we have other product lines. Like at different times of this hemp and cannabis movement, we've had to launch and kind of maneuver into, you know, okay, we had the Delta, the CBD, this, and this, and then you link up with like distribution and like they sell your brands to other things.
Okay.
And when you're at this level, it's kind of like that's what you're working on. That's your partnerships. We're not moving into each state and hand rolling anymore. We're like finding partnerships to do this.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That would be physically impossible.
With
Yeah.
my 9 people.
Literally. That would be impressive if you did it. You should definitely get a camera crew and follow you guys, because that would be an interesting one. But how would you say the consumer culture has influenced like your packaging maybe, or even your products?
I guess like the things that we come out with next. Like we never had the pack wrap. We worked on it for many years, and then it was like, you know what? This is an additive. People really enjoy smoking our pre-rolls, but then the whole pre-roll perception comes about of like, oh, anti-pre-roll. We're not touching pre-rolls. That's trash flower. And it's like, actually, some pre-rolls are
Of course,
sick.
yeah.
And then we give them the pack wrap, because it's such a great product, and some people don't want to be on the tobacco side of things. Like blunts nowadays just rip me. It
Yeah.
just like,
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That combination of the tobacco and the weed, like, yeah, it'll get you.
When it comes to like call outs, you know, one thing about us is we listen to our consumer, but we're also a brand. And I think that's really defines you as a brand.
Of
Like
course.
it's important to take in what the consumer is looking for, but you know, certain percentage of it, because you start switching up too much, you get confused.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you start losing your brand presence. All of a sudden you're selling shake.
Now you got
It's
the
like,
people
what?
that really loved you to not love you anymore, you know? So you got to
Exactly.
keep those people happy
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, I mean, you guys have done an incredible job. Any new products? I see you have some jars on the table, but there's no flower in them, because you said that you don't do flower in California, but you do flower in other states.
We do flower. So the thing about our brand is whatever state we're in, we really launch the product that
They desire most?
not only that they desire most, but what our partner is able to deliver.
Okay.
So always going in with the pre-rolls, which are the blunts, and then we have our paper line of products as well. Flower is subjective. We had it in mass.
Is that what's here?
This is the mini burst.
Okay,
yeah.
very cool.
So the mini burst is something similar to, I don't want to say it, but a Camel Crush.
That was the thing I got, man, because I was like, what is that? I seen on the sign here. It's like burstable flavor ball inside. Yeah. So what is that? It's terpenes?
Yeah, fruit-derived terpenes, and it's in the tip. And basically, you know, with a joint that small in a multi-pack, like sometimes it tastes like trash at the end. So we added this ability to basically add a terpene flavor. It's not an added high, it's just a flavor. So the way I smoke it is I take about a few hits of it, non-popped, and then I'll burst it.
Okay.
You know, and then it will add some flavor. But that flavor does last the entire joint if you want to pop it off at the start.
Interesting.
So it's called a mini burst, and obviously you burst it. It was a hit. It still is a hit. There's some stores in New York that only buy our mini burst.
No shit.
And they will not pick up any product.
That sounds like New York, though. That sounds like New York.
So that's cool.
Speaking of New York, my mom actually is still in New York, and she loves your product. That's why when he DM'd me, I was like, yo, my mom loves your blunts, and specifically the King Louis ones. I don't know if
King Louis is good in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just always gets them. Like every time she hits me up, she's like, I was like, you got another King Louis? She's like, yeah.
Well, let me know. So I'll get her a little boss box and appreciation for going. So,
got you. You heard it, Mom.
I got you, Mom.
But yeah, no, it's dope. But my mom didn't always smoke. So to now have a brand on that she likes, like when I told her you guys are coming on, she's like, no way. I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucking sick.
That's freaking awesome. See, that makes my day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what's funny is I was a college kid and, you know, PAX was a thing. And the moms at, like, my gym were so turned on to it. They were like, this is incredible, the packaging.
Yeah.
And
my mom doesn't give a fuck about packaging, though. She just gives a fuck if it smokes good and gets her high. And your blunts get her. Yeah. So she's like, oh, these are great. And I'm like, yo, Ma, you know, like, some of these shits are infused. Like, you're not smoking just a regular joint. And she's all about it.
What's her name?
Christine. Her name is Christine.
Christine Pax. We really appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're going to do a video when I go back to New York, too, because shit, like I said, she loves the King Louis, so I'm going to make sure I pick up a couple. We're going to go see her, and then I was trying to make it back for Christmas, but, you know, fucking traveling around the holidays, crazy.
Sometimes, you know, work takes over.
Oh, yeah. But here we are. I heard you guys had a new product, too. It's a vape.
Yeah, we do have a vape. Mind if I reach and grab it?
Go ahead. Keep your hands where they are. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, we got this sick new vape. It's a dual chamber, so two flavors. We have a puff meter on it that lets you know, like, basically how much you're ingesting and how big the cloud is going to be when it comes out.
Dope.
Preheated option on it. We are launching it in Colorado first.
Okay.
We love Colorado.
Shout out to Colorado. I've never been.
Shout out to Colorado.
Should I go out there? Is it worth it?
I mean, listen, yeah.
I'm a snowboarder too, so is it worth it? I should definitely
100%.
get out there. Yeah, get out. I got
Colorado, if you're onto concentrates, you know, they're the king of concentrates.
No shit.
But
how's the rosin game out there right now?
Incredible.
They're killing it? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I
glad to hear
mean,
that.
in my opinion, for as long as I've been doing it, like, the big dogs are from there.
Do you smoke rosin yourself?
I don't, but I know quality.
Of course.
You know?
What do you puff on usually?
Straight
flower. I like it. I like it.
No gummies, no drinks, no way.
Okay. So you're really from New York.
Yeah, I'm straight flower.
So since you are the head of the trade marketing, how hard was it to file the trademark on this? Because I don't know, did anybody try to fight you on it?
It's kind of hard. Yeah. I think in cannabis, you know, these bigger companies are like, they don't want to partake in it, so they just have a hawk lawyer that's like waiting for anything to pop up on the trademarks. But yeah, you go through your changes because of the way weed was and kind of like marketing on the streets, and like, you know, you're not really prepped. You build a brand name which is based off of a soda or something, and then you pop it off, and then you dealt with the repercussions later, unfortunately. And I think, you know, even medical companies go through this in time. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge when you get traction. Yeah. And it's a challenge, and, you know, everything is a double-edged sword, right? So, like, it could only be a dream to have someone bootleg you, and then you get bootlegged tremendously, and then you get, you know, other repercussions later. But, you know, that's kind of legendary.
No, it definitely is.
In essence, right? Like, that makes your mark. So it is sometimes you know, different markets have their different perceptions, or like you'll have your smart ass buyer or someone like throw a little dart at you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
Yeah. You don't need to do business with everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. But so anything coming up 2026? You guys doing any events, any new collaborations you want to talk about?
2026. Yeah, so something that we were really heavily known for were our collab boxes, like I said in the beginning, with Runts and with cookies and you name it, we sort of did it. Athletes, whatever, we are bringing them back into the New York market. If you look at the front right there, that little box, that coffin box, was something we did in Massachusetts. We're really big on seasonal drops.
Okay.
Like different flavors, like, you know, Hanukkah haze and stuff like that for every season, or like Irish cream for St. Patty's Day and everything like that. So, but we're most known for that style box right there.
Okay.
And we're bringing it back. The challenge with that is, you know, you have to really pick your partner on who you're doing it, because that type of collab really comes down to the flower.
Of course.
So it's like, I need to go into each state, test that flower, and pick who we're actually going to collab with. So Massachusetts is going to be the first state that gets the new collab.
Very cool.
Mass has some awesome flower, like surprisingly.
Mass was the first place I got to go enjoy like recreational weed. Once it became legal, I shot right up there.
Mass has great flower, and thankfully our partner knows how to source good flowers. So like, they're totally on board with us. They're like us. They know PAX just like us. They know PAX back in the day for what it was known for. So he's willing to like bring me the best opportunities to build this collab. In New York, I don't want to say who it is because I want it to be a surprise, but we are coming back with 2 collabs
to be announced
in the New York market, and it's going to be great. It's one of our original collabs. I felt that, you know, we really needed to tease
for sure.
And
hey, if you need help with that, I'm from New York, so you let me know.
Yeah, of course.
And Green Rush doesn't mind letting the world know that we got some stuff coming for New York.
So collabs are coming back, and then we'll, depending on the states, will be like the product SKU that we'll collab on. Basically, the newest thing that we're doing, besides the collab on the flower and the pre-roll side of what we're really known for, because, I mean, it's been an honor to be able to expand as much as we have, but to also remain in the top blunt category.
Definitely.
Because blunt, you know, if you're a blunt smoker, you smoke nicotine. So hitting that or going to the dispensary and buying that hemp blunt was like, nah, I'm not doing it, you know? So like, to be able to still have the traction and numbers for that category is like, it's been an honor for us. And like, obviously everyone that smokes, we love you guys for like keeping us there. But like, you got to come out with the vapes. Also, another reason why we had to go through the name change, because the market's evolving, the products are evolving.
The kids nowadays don't know flower, really. You know, they know vapes, they know rosin, they know. It's crazy. And that's like, it put it really into perspective for me the other day when someone was like, yeah, I was like ripping the pen right before going to like class, like in the bathroom. And I'm like, we didn't have that luxury, you know? We had to reek like weed and put eye drops in and be like, fuck, I hope I don't smell, you know?
Pens crush me.
Oh, yeah. If you rip them enough, they'll fucking get you.
Pens is a whole other type of high.
I forgot about them because I stopped for a little while because the vaping. You're vaping technically, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I used to be a Nick vapor, so I'm like, I don't want to have any temptation to go pick up the Juul again. So I just kind of cut them out for a little while. But then I started smoking it again, and the first day back, like, I was just kind of hitting it like I would hit a Juul, and I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking smacked. I was like, I didn't realize how high these things can get you. But
the accessibility, it's like, how far are you going to push it?
Exactly. That's how you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Everything in moderation, you know? What advice do you have to someone who is just getting into the industry, maybe doing what you're doing, trademarking and stuff like that? What advice would you give them?
So my title is trade marketing, a bit corporate and a bit, boring, but it's definitely fun because I really get a lot of the boots on the ground action of like, seeing what's really there, interacting with our partners, and really learning each market, like getting on the plane and flying to, New Mexico and going to an event there and like, going to Arkansas. It's
my God.
Completely different,
Is there a market there?
There is a market
there. No way.
Yes,
what does that look like?
Unbelievably. Medicinal.
Okay, very cool.
It's rec, but
But it looks medicinal?
And
no, I'm kidding.
it's scarce, like, you know, vapes or something like
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
But, you know, be willing to learn.
Yeah.
Because the industry is, it's 70, it's 100, it's bajillion years old from the ancient guys who source seeds, and who cares, right?
Of course.
But, like, the industry itself is like, what, a decade, 12 years? I've been in the legal side of things since day one.
Yeah.
I could definitely say that, like, I'm a veteran on the recreational side of things. I wasn't growing weed since I was 12, but on rec and compliance and branding, brand strategy, pushing through to retail consumer goods.
Yeah.
Be willing to learn. It changes every day. Every market is different. The economy in every market is different.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you know, what works in Cali might not work in New York, might not work in Michigan, and it damn sure is not going to work in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But, like, vet, I would say, because it is such a new industry, you think a lot of people are someone that they're not, or, you know, have done and can do something that they can't. But it's a very, very small industry. I think that's the biggest lesson here to be made.
Say that again.
Yes, it is a very, very small, and
sure
many
is.
things are just a few phone calls away.
It really is.
Like,
it really is.
But, you know, be open-minded. A lot of companies are figuring it out, no matter how long they've been doing it, you know. Try to get a part of a team that really operates as a family, because this is a 24/7 business.
It
and
is.
You know, sometimes there's holidays spent at the table with, like, your production team, and then, you know, you're not with your
Happy
family.
Thanksgiving, guys, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, that's kind of it. And I think entering an industry, and whatever industry it is to the biggest advice you can give anyone is to listen.
Yeah. I think that's great advice. A lot of people try to run in, but you got to have an open mind.
Yeah, like, for instance, I'm sure I've seen people from way big industries come in here that have a lot of money, and they're like, oh, I came from this and I know how to do this. And it's like, okay.
Cool.
Budget burned.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful. Has social media changed your strategy for marketing at all?
100%. And Parker runs our social media, and I believe
Shout out to Parker.
Shout out to Parker.
He's the one who made this happen over
He's the
here.
one who made this happen, and I think he is really brought our social to the next level. You know, something that we've went through and I've gone through myself is, you know, we've built and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars on Instagram accounts because we thought Instagram was the way. Sorry, Instagram.
Yeah. Speaking of it, our account's down right now.
Exactly.
Parker had to reach out to us on another account. Yeah, I was like, damn, thank God he did reach out.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a necessity, and you want to be able to maybe push funds into it or boost or do things like in the ad world, but, you know, it comes at a cost, and you got to be willing to just take it as a dead cost.
Absolutely.
So you have to have the content there. When your page gets taken down, nothing punches you in the gut worse than that. I've lost my own personal page.
Same
now
here.
I have a measly 2,000, whatever.
Right.
But, like, yeah, because we've had accounts that were, you know, 200,000 organic followers back, especially following Rolling Loud with, like, artists, the biggest artists,
I
you
can only
name it,
imagine.
commenting, like,
Yeah.
like, makes you or breaks you,
Yeah.
you know? And, yeah, but, you know, really the new age, the videos, the reels, like, having these cool little graphics popping up. Again, thanks, Parker, for all of that. He's freaking great at it. He keeps it going. And
speaking of it, what do you think is, like, the best outlet for that? Obviously, you said Instagram is not the best anymore.
I don't think we have a true answer for that. I think
Parker, you got any?
Parker, you got an answer on that?
Some people are going over to X. But,
X. Okay, that's what I've heard. What about streaming? How do you feel about streaming?
I only know of 1 or 2 streamers. I haven't looked too much into that.
Okay.
But I know there's a lot more accounts on Instagram than X. But obviously X is less regulated.
Yes.
I've
X.
seen the Flowery hop over to that. They've just given up.
Yeah, we tried
Instagram.
like working with one of our partners in a medicinal state because their stuff kept getting taken down and going the X route. But I mean, I think I think platforms are
They come and go.
personality specific.
They are.
Like,
They're definitely
I'm not
biased.
on Twitter and X. I'm sorry.
I'm definitely not on
Like,
TikTok. Sorry to TikTok, but
I'm
like,
trying
I'm 31.
TikTok out, but like,
It's cool.
I'm an Instagram person.
Me too. I was
you
born and
know?
raised on it. That's why I actually got really offended when they took my account down. I'm like, yo, I'm loyal, bro. Like, I was here since day one. You're going to
Yeah.
fuck me like that now because I'm smoking a little bit of
Yeah.
weed? Like, that's fucked up.
That's effed up for sure.
Yeah, but hey, what are you going to do?
You deal with it.
That's it. You could only roll with the punches.
Exactly.
So where do you see PAX, say, 2, 5, 10 years down the line?
All right, so we've touched launched in 17 states.
Congrats on that, by the way.
thank
That's
you.
no
Thank you.
small task.
Yeah, thanks. And we are in 6 countries as of now. I can only imagine us expanding more within the European market, because as they expand, we'll hopefully expand as well. I'm not too sure about what goes on in Europe, and I don't really have much insight on South America, although like everyone is going to South America right now. Like,
Interesting.
a lot of my friends, like on the growing side and like, bag side lights, are really digging their paws into Latin America. And if that's appealing to us, you'll know my cousin will have a deal like that in a second for us.
Of course.
We have gotten into other areas, and honestly, I think we've gone completely global when it's come to our wraps and our, ancillary products, because you put that in an international distribution. It's paper, it's this, it's that. We were in the nicotine market like anyone else. So, we've been all around the world, PAX worldwide.
Beautiful.
But I think however many more states we can get into, I believe Connecticut's coming online next. We just launched in Pennsylvania, which is a medical market.
Okay.
There's always Illinois that's up for talks. And then really just who wants to pop off after that. In my opinion, I'm waiting for Texas.
Yes, Texas is huge. I just reported the other day, I forget who it was, but someone just got their hands in there for the first time for the
Really?
medical market. True
Leaf?
Leaf, yeah.
Wow.
True Leaf, yeah, for the first time in the medical market.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we do news as well. I don't know if you're hip to the
I'm
program,
not a
but
hater on Trulieve. And I mean, listen, people have their perspectives, right?
Yeah.
Like, we hate the MSOs, and I'm like, hey, I'm an MSO,
of course.
but I'm not a medical MSO.
Yeah. It's different. But Texas, huge market. But we'll see what happens over there.
Texas is gonna definitely be, because they pumped out the D8, they pumped out, the hemp side.
Well, speaking of that,
phenomenal
I think
numbers.
it might be a good time to touch on that, because there's
Yeah.
a lot going on with the news, with obviously the THCA ban. But even just as recently, they're talking about signing an executive order as soon as Monday to reschedule cannabis.
Yeah, to
How
what?
do you feel about that?
But
To
what-
Schedule
to
3.
what?
To a Schedule 3 drug instead of a Schedule 1.
Okay, well, that's gonna make a lot of people happy, right? In terms of incarceration and, being at the same level of some
Yes.
crazy hard drugs.
Yes.
Does that involve transit, like interstate
So it
transit?
won't
or
change
no?
anything interstate.
It won't change anything.
That would have to be
Okay.
a D schedule.
So I think that we're at how many states now? Maybe half of 50 states. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on
Of
that.
course.
Maybe we're at 23 or something, where sentencing has gone a significant drop because of legalization and things like that. And obviously, New York, for one instance, a lot of licenses from people that were arrested prior and for the offense. But yeah, that's great. I think no one really. It's a great thing.
It's the first change in 50 years, so
It's
it's
the first
definitely
change,
it's
yeah.
not the
It's
worst
moving in
thing.
the right direction.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be some kind of reform coming. There's something big. Something big is coming.
Yeah, you start
Yeah.
there, right? And then I'm sure they're monitoring everything that goes on, and they know who's on list. But, the big thing for cannabis is going to be when we're able to ship it. And then we become, the top 5, or Amazon might swallow us all up, and we might regret that.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That's
actually what we talked about on the last pod, and that's why this is so significant. What we're doing right here, right now, is because what if it's gone one day? What if there is no market? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least there's proof, and I don't think that's going to happen, by the way. But
Somebody's going to be bargaining.
there's proof. You know what I'm saying? This existed, and there's a story, and now it's just part of history.
Yeah.
And you guys are killing it. I love to see what you're doing. I love to see the hometown winning. Obviously I'm from New York as well.
Yeah, I love it.
So it's cool to see you guys come out here, and everyone's from New York, and it's a family operated thing. So shout out to you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Where can they find you on social media?
Pax.us.
Pax.us?
Is our main account, yeah. We have some statewide accounts, like Pax Massachusetts and Pax New York, because we're always at the risk of being taken down if something goes on trend or being pushed, and also like state highlights.
Yeah.
It's cool. But that is our main account. We also have our Pax Germany and, like I said, country-specific accounts as well.
So be on the lookout for the logo.
Be on the lookout, but Pax.us is where you can definitely find us. And if you want to spark that blunt right there,
hell yeah,
you are more than welcome to smoke that with your team.
Absolutely. We're smoking
That is
this.
our typical classic, 2.5 grams, sick flower in there, California flower in there, so I don't want to hear it.
Hey, I love it.
Lightly keefed on there, nice. That is our original, and
Is this a special one?
that is.
Oh, so that's the one that goes in that box, huh?
That is the one that goes in that box.
Very nice. So just to touch on this, what is your approach to like these limited edition drops?
Connection.
That's it.
Quality.
Quality and connection.
Yeah, that is. These limited edition drops are just starting to come back.
Okay.
We haven't done them in a long time.
So look out for 2026.
Yeah, look out for 2026. We're looking to come back, show you who Pax really was. You know, some people only reference us as that.
Yeah.
And people like really identify as that time of Pax. So we felt it was like really necessary with, yes, coming forward with hardware is great. It's cool, you know, digitizing the screens, but being able to like come back with something you did in the past that you're known for, I think is like really cool. And I'm really excited to see it, like, because we've never been in New York before. We were New York kids that moved out to California, and like,
it's cool to bring it home, huh?
PAX Los Angeles is actually created by 2 New Yorkers.
Are you doing any events in New York for that or anything?
Yeah, we will do a launch party for
When
this
will that be?
specific product.
Do you know?
So I'm thinking of doing this National Blunt Day,
Okay.
which is March 27th.
Hey, I might have to be in New York for that.
And you know what? We might have to bring you on in for that.
Let's
but
do it. Let's do it.
I think we'll, you know what? We'll bring you out there for that, all right?
Let's do it. Let's
All
do
right,
it. I
so
would love to be
National
there.
Blunt Day, if Green Rush can, you know, cover that for us, I'm more than happy to have you there.
Well, we'll be there, and I said it on camera, so now I have to.
So now you gotta
oblige.
go. Yeah.
So any shout outs before we do wrap this up? Anyone you want to just say, give their flowers to?
I guess shout out my entire team. Like, it's really hard to be small and get as big. And obviously shout out to all our partners in all the states and countries that we do business with. We couldn't do it without them. Honestly, they're the ones that are there rolling and getting us all the product. Sorry, and obviously all of our smokers.
Shout out to the smokers.
Shout out to the smokers, to the people that go into the stores and consume our product. Like an artist or anything else, we could not do this without you guys.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to you guys who are watching this right now, and shout out to Parker for making this happen. Shout out to my mom for also being a big fan. We love that, you know, because we bring everything full circle here. But that's it for the Green Rush Nation podcast. See, I told you that's why you need that water there. You never know when it's gonna hit. But we'll see you on the next one. Go like, share, subscribe, tell your mother, your brother, your sister, your mistress, anybody that needs to know. But we have great stories here, and you guys should hear them. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
I just had the bluest dream that you've ever seen, and I can't believe that shit was green, cause it hit so clean, and my history is a mystery. I don't give a fuck, I just hit the tree on the 5th degree. We don't pit for free. If you don't got 5, shit, get up and leave.